like drive home to the guys before that matchup in Las Vegas?
Just that, these games are important. We have to come ready to play. Message today, again, I felt we came out pretty flat today for the first half of the game, and good teams limit the amount of times they come out flat, and it happens. You kind of sense it early on that we just weren't coming out with the intensity that we needed to early. But late, we did show signs of life and fought till the last pitch, which, down 2 going into the 8th inning, we were able to tie it and bounce back and battle back in that game and take it to extras. We had chances to win there in the 9th that, obviously would like to come through right there, but we didn't. And those are things that I think as we continue to mature as a team, we'll figure out ways to sneak those wins out. But, I think the best teams, at least that I've been around, understand that you got to come with it in the first pitch, and you can't spot them 5 innings before you decide to wake up and get going. But, we continue to learn and continue to develop, and going into UNLV, we expect to go there and play well and hopefully come home with a win from Las Vegas.
Coach, what was behind Adam Tulloch's struggles today? It seemed like the past couple of starts were rough, but it could have been because of some issues with control, staying around the strike zone. Today, it just looked like they got to him. 7 hits, didn't get through 4 innings. What was behind that?
I think Tully's just he just has to trust his stuff. I mean, his stuff is there. He started 3 games in the past. I don't know exactly how many days, but relatively, I think 10 or 11 days. He's had 3 starts. None of them been very long, as far as we haven't stretched him out during those starts, but nonetheless, it's taxing. We feel like we're able to get back now into the full week recovery and get him to start again on next Sunday. But, for him, it's always mentally being on the attack and trusting that his stuff is good. And when he's in that mindset, he's pretty dang good. And when he's not, then we have to battle and try to get him through as many innings as we can. So, we need the Adam Tulloch that we saw early, where he was just in attack mode and not thinking about external stuff and attacking guys. So if we get that, we're going to be in good shape. So that's what we expect out of him.
Overall, I mean, the season, there's been struggles with the bullpen, but you had to go to them early on, and they left you were able to get a lot of get out of a lot of running runners in scoring position situations. They limited the runs, even though they had a bunch of hits. Are you pleased with the bullpen today?
They're doing their job. They're coming in and getting us out of jams. They're shortening the game and doing what they're supposed to do. So, I'm pleased with how they've handled the past several weekends. They've done a really good job in finding their roles and doing what they're supposed to do, and hopefully that continues. But it would be nice from an offensive standpoint if we helped them out a little bit, I think, when we had the opportunity. So, and we had plenty of opportunities to do that. But I'm pleased with how the bullpen's come around the past past 3 or 4 weeks. So they've done a good job.
Campos gets a 3-hit day today, especially with a big one in the 9th to tie it up, extend it into extras. What have you seen from him as far as development? Obviously, he hasn't been a solidified starter, but he's been giving you guys a boost, especially at the plate lately. Yeah,
Campy's been hanging around Joe Lampe quite a bit. So, those, I think that's a good pair, those two. Campy came in, young, wet behind the ears, and kind of eyes this big, and he's been kind of picking up Lampe's mentality a little bit, which I think has been outstanding for him. He's starting to understand that he's supposed to be here, and he's got a chance to be a very, very good player here. And he's starting to get confidence and believe that his swing plays, and that he's a pretty dang good hitter. So, he continues to start rolling out good at bats. You can just kind of see his confidence starting to evolve and build with every time he gets out there. So, as long as he continues this, I would anticipate him being in the lineup more often than not. So, he's done a good job not only behind the plate, but he goes out and plays a solid corner outfield. And as I said, I'm not overly convinced that he couldn't play second in a pinch or somewhere like that as well. He's athletic enough. So, from that standpoint, he just continues to develop and mature and get better and better. So I think we got a pretty dang good player in Ryan Campos.
you think that, given the weekend capital size and given obviously his big hit in the ninth, 3-hit day-to-day, and given his versatility, do you expect to kind of prioritize him a little more, just factor him in a little bit more playing time going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's earned it, and, I'm not giving anybody free handouts. So you got to earn your playing time, and he's earning it right now. And I think, you got mentality that wants to be in there, and he's proven that he's capable of doing it and handling wherever I put him just fine, and he's contributing. So, that's a recipe for continuing to play. So, and he will.
Do you see Peary as being able to break through into a closer role, sharing it with Levine a little bit? Because back-to-back nights, you bring him in a certain situation and he closes things out for you guys.
Yeah, he's been, we put him in those situations a fair amount here in the past couple of weeks, and he's executed and done his job very well. Obviously we were kind of starting to get a little thin there, going into extras. We kind of overextended him. I guess he only went 1 1/3, but, his job is to come in and get us out of trouble if we need to. But obviously we'd like to have him a clean inning with nobody on, nobody out, and let him go to work. But he did come in and get us out of a jam. Gave up a couple there in the 11th, which obviously I think he's disappointed at. But he's done outstanding. So I'll hopefully that situation comes up again. On Tuesday we'll be right back out there in that late inning role. So he's done a great job.
Chase, Christian, and Will go 5.1 scoreless innings out of the wild run. Are those kind of more your go-to, your 3 kind of more go-to guys now, in addition with, like you said, you're still going to give Brooks some run the late innings?
We're trying to match guys up where we feel they're going to be most successful, and that kind of depends on any given day. Based on what lineup we're facing, right-handed, left-handed hitters, what we feel is going to be the best matchup based on our pitchers' repertoire versus their swing style or whatever that they have. We just kind of are trying to strategically match those up the best we can, and so those guys have success. We're going to need some other guys to step up because it's to continue running the same guys out there. We're going to need some other help. So at some point in time, someone else is going to need to step up and give us some innings as well. So I would imagine Tuesday will be an opportunity for somebody else to get with it and hopefully prove that they can come in and help us in a situation that we need. And we're not done. Our roster is not set on who we're going with from a standpoint of when we need to win games. We have to have other guys step up. It's important. So not only offensively, but pitching wise as well.
Alex Champagne didn't hit particularly well today, but he held his own at second base. And you mentioned yesterday how Sean McLean has been excellent over at shortstop. How are you evaluating that situation in the middle infield with Haas out? How valuable has their pairing been?
It's what we got to work with. So that's Champ's playing as hard as he can out there and doing and getting better and better. And I think getting more and more comfortable the more he's out there. I do demand a lot of our guys, and I think they wouldn't want it any other way. We demand a lot, but those 2 guys have, Alex has stepped up and played well. Cam, when we've sent him in there defensively, has done a good job. So it's going to take mixing and matching and getting through this thing and continuing to try to figure out ways to win with the personnel that we have. And those guys are playing well. Mac defensively has played again very well today over there defensively and making some heads-up plays. Champ has made a nice play up the middle today and showed some range, which was encouraging. So we'll just keep grinding and continuing to get those guys working together and do the best we can.
Speaking of Haas, what was kind of your thought process in pinch hitting him for Baez there in the 9th, and then can we expect to see him as he continues to recover more kind of high leverage at bats like that going forward as a pinch hitter?
We thought when you're at home, you try to go for the tie, knowing that you have an extra bottom half of the inning to play with. If you do tie it on the road, obviously we'd have probably gone for the win there, but not that we're trying to just tie a game, but you got to tie it before you can win it at home. So we were figure once Toby got the base hit there, we were going to put some athleticism on the base with Lucas to run, and then Hossie, we figured he was probably our best bunting option at that time to get him into scoring position, and then we'll take our chances with Campy and Will or whoever we were going to pinch hit for there, and Champ at the bottom. So we figured one of those guys, we could figure out a way to get a base hit there and tie it. Obviously Hunter's probably disappointed himself for not being able to get the bunt down, but Campy picked him up and we're still able to tie it. So, strategically, that's what I was trying to do in that situation. So if we get in that situation again, I got confidence in him. He'll be fine. He'll get it down. But unfortunately, didn't get it done this time. But we'll try to continue mixing him in as best we can and keep him involved.
You mentioned the bullpen was just a little thin. Is there a plan for Tuesday with the quick turnaround, or is that still kind of being evaluated?
We're going to go talk about it here shortly and kind of figure out who we have available and who's fresh, who's going to be, who we can start and who we can go with, because we're going to need some length somewhere in there. These guys have been, Will and Bod and Webby threw a couple innings today. Brock's been, ridden him pretty hard as well. So we're going to need somebody else to step up, and we'll figure out who that's going to be, who's going to start, whether it'll be Dougie or Hansel or whoever we're going to decide to start on Tuesday. We got to figure that out as a staff here shortly and see what our best matchup is going to be, and and spit and glue it together and hopefully get it done.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.